Are geniuses born or can they be made? A Hungarian chess teacher named Laszlo Polgar believed that geniuses can be made, and he sought out to prove this with his three daughters. And, of course, spoiler alert, he proved it. His youngest daughter, Judith Polgar, is widely considered as the greatest female chess player of all time. She earned the Grandmaster title at the age of 15 years and 4 months old, breaking the record at the time, which was held by the legendary Bobby Fischer. She's the only woman to have won a game against a reigning world number one player and has defeated 11 current or former world champions in either rapid or classical chess, including Magnus Carlsen, Garry Kasparov, and Anatoly Karpov. Now, this is Susan Polgar, the oldest Polgar sister, and she was the women's chess world champion from 96 to 99. She was the top-ranked female chess player in the world by the time she was 15, and she's won 11 Olympic medals for Hungary, 4 of them being gold. Their middle sister, Sofia Polgar, you guessed it, another chess grandmaster. Sofia has 2 team gold medals and 3 individual gold medals. So, what are the odds that your 3 daughters become some of the greatest chess champions of all time? Probably pretty low. So, how do you do that? Their father Laszlo actually wrote a book on it called Raise a Genius. Notice it's not how to raise a genius or why you should raise a genius. It's saying raise a genius. It's an order. And if you read it, you'll notice that from a high level, there's really only 3 steps to raise a genius. Step 1, utilizing curiosity. So young children are naturally drawn to things by curiosity, especially during early development. A child's curiosity draws them into investing time into things and learning about them naturally. Purpose and desire are self-driven, and they use the things around them to learn more. During this early childhood is when the Polgar parents began to influence the sisters towards certain things. In an interview, Susan Polgar said, "He could have put us in any field, but it was I who chose chess as a 4-year-old. I liked the pieces, and to me, they were just toys." Though curiosity is important in this developmental stage, we also need to consider the parents' roles here. Parents can often guide a child to look at things a certain way and make their curiosity deeper, and their presence is imperative to adding the benefits of more adult aspects like responsibility and self-discipline, which brings us to step number 2, getting disciplined. Now, before the teenage years, but after showing some talent, children begin looking for a teacher or some sort of coach and are naturally drawn towards a desire to get better. Most of the experience here is still play, but there is a desire to be the best at playing. At this stage, it's important to help the child focus on executing action and refining their skills. The most important piece of the puzzle at this stage is the coach or the teacher the child gains. It doesn't even matter whether the teacher is a master of the skill or not. As long as they're about at a proficient level, their only real job is that they must be able to encourage skill development and performance while maintaining that feeling of play. Research has determined 2 things for sure. Number 1 is that extended practice alters the brain's neurological system that leads to increased ability in the skills practiced. And number 2 is that experts get great pleasure from what they do. They simply love doing the thing. Which kind of brings us into step 3, which is becoming committed. Commitment doesn't come in until the early teenage years. And this is when champions decide to become champions. This time is used for truly mastering their skill, and usually is when all other activities that don't contribute to that are thrown away. They also upgrade their teacher, their schools, and most move countries if necessary. This is also when brain momentum becomes solidified. The best way to explain brain momentum is to have you imagine something actually completely different. So imagine a child pitcher who's been pitching a baseball since they were 5. Or the young basketball player who's been shooting free throws since they were 5. Or the young boxer who dodges punches. These motions become solidified in the body the same way that they do in the mind, and eventually become like reflexes or second instincts. The research results are obvious. If you want your child to succeed in anything, start them early and start them young. In an interview, Laszlo said this, "When I looked at the life stories of geniuses, I found the same thing. They all started at a very young age and studied intensively." So that's the basic overview of how to raise a genius, according to Laszlo Polgar, the father of 3 chess geniuses. So most of the information from this came from Ben Wilson's podcast, How to Take Over the World, and a Medium article written by Larry Maguire. Links to those resources can be found in the description. And that's basically it. Those are the 3 steps needed to raise a genius, according to Laszlo Polgar. Let your child be curious, make them disciplined, and make them committed. So if you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. Also, check out this video. YouTube thinks you'll really like it. Peace.
Can you feel